Today I'm going to be doing a video on the Jaclyn Hill palette. There she is. I received this palette about a week or two ago, and I filmed a look on this palette and my hair was a mess. It just was like not cute, so that's why it's taking so long for this to go up. I wanted to redo it and make sure it was perfect. Excuse my hair today, it's a mess. So this is the palette. It comes with, I believe, 32 shades. I hope I counted that right. There's shimmers, there's mattes, there's burnt oranges, there's obviously blue, greens, like a color for every single look. You only need this palette in life. All of these are super pigmented. I never thought that I would use like these colors over here, but after I swatched them, I actually can't wait to use them and try and film another look of them, you know. It says that this palette is dedicated to all my loving subscribers, and it is just simply amazing. This is the packaging. This is the back of it, 4 pictures of Jaclyn here, and then again with the foiled signature that is on the palette. So I wanted to compare a regular sized Morphe palette compared to Jaclyn's, as well as the packaging. This is a regular Morphe palette and this is Jaclyn's. So as you can see, it's way bigger and obviously there's more colors, and the packaging is completely different. I feel like this packaging looks more like professional, like makeup artist kind of packaging. I don't know if that makes sense, but and then there are all of the colors. I definitely think that I should put my phone on vibrate. I definitely think that I like Jaclyn's packaging a lot more than their original packaging. I like that it's cardboard. So yeah, this is amazing. I actually want to order another one when it gets restocked. Starting with the Renewed Hope in a Jar by Philosophy. This is what I use as my moisturizer every single day when I get out of the shower or before I'm doing my makeup. The next product I'm going to be using is the Benefit POREfessional. This is the Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores. I like to apply it all over my face on my cheeks, as well as the center of my forehead, down the bridge of the nose, as well as my chin. Now I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Quick Fix Hydracharged Complexion Prep Priming Spray. It smells like coconuts and I love it as a primer. Now I'm going to be using the Becca Cosmetics Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. I am in the shade Light. I have been loving this foundation for over a year now, and I just love the glow that it gives off, as well as providing complete full coverage. I feel like some can argue that this is medium to full coverage, but I've never had an issue with it not being full coverage. So I'm just going to apply this all over my face. I am using the Morphe G36 foundation brush. I will link all of the brushes and products down below in the information bar. Now I'm going to be taking a Real Techniques beauty sponge and I'm just going to tap it all over my face just to pick up any excess product and to make sure everything is blended. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Light Warm. This has also been my favorite concealer for about the same amount of time, about over a year, and I've never had any complaints about it. It's not cakey, it blends in so well, and it's really hydrating for the under eyes. It also provides so much coverage, and yeah, it's definitely my favorite concealer. Kat Von D Shade and Light palette to set my concealer. I'm going to use the color Lyric, which is just the middle shade. It's got yellow undertones. And I'm going to set my under eyes from the outside to the center of my face. This just helps to really set your concealer. And you want to make sure that you tap, because you don't want to brush across your face because it's going to break up your concealer. I'm also going to set my eyes to prepare them for the eyeshadow, since we got some liquid foundation and concealer on them. I'm also going to set the center of my forehead as well as my chin and nose. Next, I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I am in the shade Chocolate. This is how I do my eyebrows. I just brush them out a little bit and then I kind of just wing it. I kind of just draw wherever I want to and try and go in the shape of my natural eyebrows, and I don't fill them in too much. I try to keep them as natural as possible. Now I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This definitely ensures that all your little brow hairs will stay in place throughout the day, and it also sets your eyebrow pencil. To begin, I'm going to be using the Morphe M532 blending brush, and I'm going to pick up the color Silk Cream. This is a perfect all over lid color just to set my eyes and prep them for the other colors. It's just a neutral skin tone shade. Next, I'm going to be picking up the color MFEO with the Morphe M433 blending brush. I'm going to be piling a whole bunch of colors as my transition shades. I love, love, love to build colors. Also too, I go back in with that same blending brush and just to go over everything to make sure there's no harsh lines. The next color that I'm going to be picking up is the color Pooter, and I'm also going to be putting this into my crease with that same Morphe M433 blending brush and going over with the Morphe M532. The next color I'm going to use is the color Roxanne. It is a burnt red orange color, which are my favorite. I'm going to be piling this into the crease as well. And I know you guys are going to see me using the Morphe M532 a lot. I use it almost every time I put on a new shade, just to ensure that there's no harsh lines and that everything is completely blended together. The next shade in the palette I'm going to use is Hunts, and this color reminds me of tomatoes. Like, I don't know if that's weird, but just like Hunt's tomato ketchup, I don't know. But it is a red, it's completely red to me, I don't know. The next shade in the palette is going to be Jax. I absolutely love, 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 love this color. It is another red shade. It's a little bit darker than Hunt's, and I'm just going to put that right on top of everything else. I'm going to bring it down onto the lid as well. Also, I'm going to put a shimmer on here, so that's what the Max Fix Plus is for. I'm going to be using the shade Cran Apple. I always just spritz this on a flat M224 Morphe brush. This just ensures the shimmer really pops on the lid. I'm also going to make sure that I only put it on the center and inner corner of my lid, and making sure I don't go above that crease line. Gonna also take the shade Sissy. This has pink and gold flecks in it, and I'm just gonna apply this right on top of the Cran Apple shade. You can't get too much shimmer if you ask me. Just gonna spray the brush again. You wanna make sure you don't spray it too much, just a spritz will do, and you wanna spray it after you put your brush into the palette. And then the third shimmer is Faint, and I'm just gonna put this right on top, just to dab it a little bit. I'm not going overboard like I did with the others. Then finally, just taking that Morphe M433 and just making sure all of those colors are blended. Now taking a flat definer brush, I'm taking the shade Chip and I'm going to put that right underneath my lash line. This is the Morphe M432 and I'm just going to run it along my lash line just to ensure the look is complete. Then I'm going to be taking the shade Buns and I'm going to be putting that right on top just to mesh all the colors together. Then taking the shade in Light, I'm taking this tiny Real Techniques brush and just putting it on the center of my eyebrow as a highlight. Then I'm going to pick up the shade Faint and in Light and just put this in the center of my eyes. I just went ahead and popped on some Ardell lashes. Now for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in the color Shadow Play. I'm going to be using a Real Techniques blush brush. I know it's not for the face, but I like that it's really fluffy and it really blends out the bronzer well. Next, I'm going to be using the Morphe M23 brush, and this is a contouring brush. And I'm just going to put it right in the hollows of my cheekbones. I also made sure that when I picked up this color that I only put the bronzing shade on the very center bottom of the brush just to ensure that it went right into the hollows of my cheeks. It could get messy if you don't. Then going in with a e.l.f. Complexion brush, I'm going to blend out all of my bronzer on the bottom of my chin onto my neck. Then using the Jaclyn Hill Becca Cosmetics Face Palette, I'm going to be using the Morphe E4 brush to put the shade Rosé Spritz on my cheeks. This color was perfect because it was a shade of pink with flecks of champagne in it. Then to highlight, I'm going to be using the Bare Minerals Stroke Fan Brush. And I'm going to be using the shade Champagne Pop. It was only fitting considering that this is hers. And yeah, I love this color for everyday highlight. Then I'm going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics lip pencil in the color Dirty Peach. I absolutely love all of her matte lipsticks. I've never had an issue with them. The smell is delicious. It smells like vanilla cupcakes. I also noticed that it lasts all day long and I rarely ever have to touch it up, which is amazing. And to complete this look, I am setting my entire face with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you guys.